brand new video. And as you know, tonight we're going to be talking about developing your life. And how do you do that? Hold on. Don't forget, while you are here, folks, like and subscribe, comment down below. That's really important. It really helps the video to get out into the YouTube universe. Like, subscribe, comment down below. So, we're talking about changing your life here. And this is something that I have been working on. Merry Christmas, Christy. Your name, whenever it popped up on the screen now these days, kind of, you know, I'm like, is that your name? Like, wow. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year's to you too as well. Well, Happy New Year's is gonna be in a couple more days from now. So, yeah, 2 days, what, the 25th? So that's gonna be in like, what, 6 days? Another 6 days to go. Yeah. But we are talking about changing your life. Okay? And this is something that is very dear to me. Knowing that all these years I was out there fooling around, monkeying around, not understanding at all that I could actually make those changes in my own life. And this information wasn't taught to me in a way where I could really understand it and run with it and use it to better my life. So I kind of knew this stuff already, but it wasn't taught to me in a way that I could understand. So later on down the road, I discovered, it came in something, it was wrapped up in something called personal development. And I realized that I kind of knew this stuff already. I kind of knew what to do already, you know. And I see some folks on here. Merry Christmas to you all. So I kind of knew this stuff already. So I decided to went out on this journey here to make the change to change my life. And it was one of the best things I have ever done. One of the best thing I have ever done. To the point now where I feel a lot happier. I get along pretty much with almost everybody now these days. I'm not full of hatred. I'm not full of, jealousy, bitterness. I anger, all of that stuff. I'm not full of trauma. Okay. Those things were there earlier on in the beginning in my life, and I did not know how to rid myself of them. But later on, by putting the work over a period of time, I noticed a lot of this, what they call trauma, it was, it begins to vanish on its own, little by little, bit by bit, piece by piece, because of the work that I have done over the years, and because of my commitment to change, my commitment to self-growth, personal development. And I stick with it. I stayed with it for, a long time. I have discovered that when you stay with some, when you start to work on yourself here, there's gonna be a time when you're gonna hit a period of time when you are just gonna go through tremendous amount of pain, and you're gonna have to be able to stay in that pain, stay there with it until you get through that pain period. Then you will get to the other side, which is happiness, joy, and freedom, like I am experiencing now. You cannot stay where you are and get to where you and get to your destiny and get to your destination. Is not going to happen. So here we go. I decided to go on the journey to figure this stuff out on my, because like I said, I didn't have any coaches, any mentors. There were nobody show up. Hey, I think this would help you. So let me introduce you to this person or that person, and they probably can help you to figure stuff out. There was one guy. He was like, "Yeah, you need to probably go to a therapist." I don't even know what a freaking therapist looks like. Okay, so what do? I didn't take his advice because I felt like there was something off about it. It didn't feel right to me at all. So I changed my job. I go to a new job. Then I went to a new job. Then I realized that, okay, I'm feeling the same feeling here. So it was the job, and it also wasn't the job. It was me. I need to do something about myself. What's going on in here? Then personal development comes around. I started studying it. I started listen to it. Hey, goat, what's up with you? And I started to listen to these audios, these videos, audios, recordings, and it was just they were saying things to me. You good, you good, you good, you good. They were saying things to me which I have never really hear anybody talk like that before. Okay, one of the audio recordings that I came across was by Earl Nightingale, and he was talking. It was a stranger's secret. It's like a 30-minute audio. It's a long plain record, and the stuff that Earl was saying in that video, and he was comparing the human mind to the soil, and where he said that if you plant a whole bunch of poisons, that's what you're gonna get back. And if you plant sweet corn, you're gonna get back sweet corn. It's not like we didn't know these things already, but nobody has ever really said it the way how Earl said it. So I got it right away. I used to listen to that audio on over and over and over and over and over because it's one of the best piece of philosophy you would ever get. And then there was another one by Earl Nightingale, which was The Acres of Diamond. That one blew me away because Earl was talking about how we all got our own acres of diamonds, but we just don't take the time out to develop our plot of land that was given to us. He's talking about the mind, and he said you must develop your mind in order for you to use your mind to get what you want out of life. It must be developed. Because the story was about an African farmer who sold his land to go look for gold and to go look for diamond elsewhere. The person who bought his plot, there was a diamond mine on his plot. I think there's a diamond mine. That diamond mine is still there today. I think it's in South Africa, right? And that was the whole point. We have our own acres of diamond. We just need to spend the time to develop our diamond mine, which is here. And those were things that Earl were talking about, and nobody has ever really talked to us about developing ourselves, developing our minds to get what we want out of life. Okay, so I went on a journey, and I said, I have to figure this out. Some way, somehow, I am gonna have to understand why my life was the way how it was. And I'm not gonna lie, you folks, it was miserable. Okay, and I need to do something about it. So I decided that I don't care how long it's gonna take me, but I'm going to get this. I'm gonna figure this thing out. After years and years of going through, listening to, audios upon top of audios, and I realized that wasn't enough. I need to take some action. Three things start to work for me. Well, let me say some things first before those. One, one of the first thing I one of the first thing I do, I pack my stuff up, and I moved to a new city. I somehow understood that I should move because the old city wasn't serving me at all. So I moved to the new city, stayed there for a while. Then I moved from that state to a new state. That changes the game. Okay. Then from that state, when I moved to the new state I was in, I made another move again. But I noticed some things start to happen during that time. When I made a move, I noticed my commitment to fitness. I have committed. I have committed to fitness. I have never been that committed before. Okay, so my fitness begins to, I begin to work. I begin to work on my fitness. So I become more motivated than I ever been in my entire life. So my motivation was up here. After a while, motivation wasn't working anymore. You know what works? Showing up. So I go from motivation to show up. So even on days when it is extremely hard, I show up and I stay there. Okay? So show up, stay, keep showing up. I think when I was posting online about my fitness journey, that was one thing these guys online, they were like saying, keep showing up, keep showing up. Day 70 something, they were saying keep showing up. Today's day 499 days. Keep showing up. And that's what I do. I show up every single day. I've been showing up every single day for almost 500 days now. I've been showing up every single day. And that's just how it goes. There is no way around this, folks. You know what I mean? So you're going to have to show up. Now, hit the gym, got into fitness, push-ups, pull-ups, lifting weights. That changes the game for me. Then I add running to the fitness. So now I'm doing hybrid fitness. This is very important here. So I start working in hybrid fitness, and I start to feel some change. Yeah, woohoo. Almost 500 days. So the hybrid fitness begins to work for me. Like, the commitment was just off the chart. I became so committed, so dedicated. I became extremely disciplined and consistent. Even like today, I got off of work because I started work like very early in the morning this morning. Around 5 o'clock, I was at work this morning. Then I got off around sometimes after 11 o'clock. And I came home. I did not want, thank you very much, Christy, for 99 days. Yeah. So I did not want to go to I did not want to go to the gym today at all. Didn't want to do it. And I decided that I am going to go to the gym. So I went down there, did my workout, got out of the gym, put on my running shoes, hit the pavement, and I decided to go run. Right? And that's just how it goes right now, folks. Even when you don't want to, on those days when you don't want to do it, you need to get up and go out there and do it. So day 499 days. But one more piece to it. When I start to wake up, because my wake up time is 4:30 in the morning. That's my wake up time. And I start to do these mind exercises. I notice something. You see, physical exercises, if you have pain in your body, physical exercises will remove those pain from out of your body over a long period of time. For instance, there was something I have called sciatica nerve. And that used to kick my behind. It used to give me a hard time. Okay? After 400 days of running, run for 400 days. For you, it might be shorter, I don't know. That sciatica nerve pain went away. Okay? I know, Christy. Yeah, I know. I couldn't, I could earn some money from it. Yeah. So that sciatica nerve went away after I hit the 400 day mark. I noticed the thing went away. So running removes the pain from my body. Lifting weights, working out removes the pain from my body. Now, to remove the pain from your mind, you're gonna have to get into mind exercises, because there are certain things there that happens to you in the past and you want to change those things. You want to, like, at least reduce the potency of what happens to you in the past, because it's very strong and it stays with you for longer than you want it to. Okay, so we don't want to do that. So here we go. Mind exercises remove the pain. Sorry, yes, mind exercises remove the pain from from your mind. So what do I mean by pain in the mind? So things that happens to you in the past, you still remembers what happens to you in the past, and this happens to you a long time ago, but you still remembers it. Okay, and you are trying your very best to move on and to go live a decent life. That's when you have to get into the putting these reps, these repetitions over and over and over again. 6 things that I use to train my mind, to exercise my mind, to work on my mind. 6. 1, prayers. Prayers helps me to be more calm. I don't get into a whole bunch of arguments and unnecessary problems. I just don't. Prayers help me to reduce the tension and the conflict into my life. It really does. Okay. Positive affirmations helps me to stay positive. I am pretty much a positive person most of the time. Very rarely I get into a negative mood. And when I do get into a negative state of mind, I got rid of that quickly. Okay? Prosperity affirmations. I don't I don't make money a big deal for me anymore. It used to be. I used to worry about money all the time. Oh my God, how am I gonna pay this? How am I gonna pay that? Now these days, I'm so programmed to not think about money in a negative way. So I'll just let things work out. I'll let things play out. And then I'll be fine. It worked. So then, quotes. Quotes are beautiful. You can use them. They're just lovely to use. And I I love quotes. Personal development. I listen to that. I have some audios. I listen to the same audios every day, over and over and over, and repeat, because you need to listen to these things many, many times over before you can finally get it. Okay? So, personal development, big one for me. I listen to that stuff all the time. Then, gratitude. A lot of people do not know how to give thanks. And this is a huge problem for a lot of people. What should I give? What should I be thankful for? A lot. The road you walk on. You could be walking on a little track, little muddy dirt track. The road you walk on. The house you live in. You could be sleeping outside in the cold, especially now in the winter. Your parents, your family, people around you, your job. That's where you earn the money to go pay your bills. It's a lot to be thankful for. So I wouldn't sit down here and say, oh, I don't really have anything to be thankful for, so therefore I won't be thankful. I won't give, Be grateful. And gratitude is something that I'm not gonna do right now. Okay? You have a lot to be thankful for. Okay? So here we go. Those are the 6 things that I use to do the mind exercises. So when I combine hybrid fitness with mind exercises, that's what changes the game for me. Plus, move to a new location. What am I talking about here? Um, when I was listening to Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he was talking about the environment and epigenetics, and how this is how you can change your life. If you are in an environment where it's you're not happy in that environment, you need to get out. You need to get out of there. When you fix yourself, you can go back into the new environment. I mean, back into your old environment, because you'll be more aware, and then you could navigate better that way. Okay. But for the most part, you have to get out of your environment. The reason for that is when Dr. Bruce Lipton was doing these tests, these experiments he was running in his lab, and he was using cells in the petri dish to run those experiments. So he noticed when he put this, the cells are all coming from the same place. But when he put them in a certain environment, the cells turn to bone cell. He put this cell into a different environment. This cell turn fat cells. And he put this cell into an environment, and this cell turn muscle cell. So he realized that the environment is what changing the cells. Why am I saying this? Human beings, we are made up of 50 trillion cells. Sorry, 50 million cells. Or 50 billion cells, whatever. But we are an organisms, and we came from cells. I mean, we are cells. So when you put us into an environment, the environment is going to affect us, whether we know it or not. It's going to. And this is when you're going to have to make that change. Get out of the environment you are in, go into a new environment. Okay? Start the working on the mind, do the mind exercises. Perfect. Do the hybrid fitness, get into running. Running was is huge for me. Is it easy? No. Because I run every single day. I don't recommend you run every single day. I work out every single day. I don't recommend you do those. I recommend you take a couple days off and you rest. If you can go all those days like I do, sure, go ahead. But for the most part, I know most people are not like that. So that's why I said, if it works for you, go right ahead, Billy. Run every single day. But if it's not, run 3-4 days a week, if that's good for you. Okay? So yeah. Uh so I got into personal development. Change is a game for me. Today, the way how I live, I'm a lot more happier, a lot more joyful, a lot more peaceful, a lot more kind, a lot more compassionate, a lot more caring. Because of those seeds I plant in my mind over the years. The analogy I like to use, because I was watching these reforestation, you know, food foresting, and these regeneration, and they were like taking these barren lands, dry, arid, barren lands, nothing's on there, and they will turn them into food forests, fruit trees, food, shrubs, bushes, vegetables, all that stuff. They will grow them there. And I know this. Birds will come back, the snakes, the rabbits, all these animals will come back to the food forest. Reminder, they weren't there, but they've made their way back there. That's the best analogy I can give you comparing to your mind maybe right now. It's barren, it's dry, it's desolate, and it's arid. It's desert, your mind right now. And you want to put some, you want to do a mine reforestation or a mine regeneration, you know, and you want to do that for your mind. This is when you start to use, like I said, the 6 things I use. I know affirmations get a bad name. A lot of people don't like it because it doesn't work for them, at least instantly. And they get mad when the thing doesn't work for them within 24 hours. Not understanding that their programming that they, been walking around for the past 20 years, it's not going to change overnight. It's just not. You're going to have to intentionally change those programs because that is your job. It's to change your own program. Nobody has to come be nice to you and help you change anything. You need to change that yourself. Okay? So here we go. Human mind comparing to a dry, barren soil. So what do you do for the human mind? Repetition is what you're going to be using. Repetition changes the mind, changes the belief, changes the subconscious. The whole thing has to do with change. And it has to do with change in a way where you don't get into those kind of problems with those people anymore. You want to get away from those people as much as you possibly can. Okay? So, yeah. So one of the things that I heard these gurus talk about, change your thoughts, change your life. That was something they were there talking about. Change your thoughts, change your life. And your thoughts are creative. That is true. Because I remember I said some things back in the past and they actually happened, they came to pass. Not right away, but they did. So I learned that painful lesson. Don't talk about things that you do not want. The things that you want, talk about those. And that's exactly what I did. So, my life has changed over the years because of all these moves that I make. I implement all these steps. My beliefs about myself has changed. I believe I couldn't do anything better than what I was doing. I changed that belief. I no longer believe those things. Okay? Yeah. So, that's pretty much what I have for you guys for tonight. And you're going to have to go on this journey here for yourself. When you start working on yourself and you change your mind and you work on that barren, dry, arid soil, your mind soil, mind/soil, you will notice kindness comes back, forgiveness comes back, gratitude comes back, health comes back, peace comes back, joy, caring, kindness, all that stuff comes back. And your life becomes peaceful, joyful, wonderful, and beautiful. You're going to have to do that on your own, by yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. I can assure you that. The right people will come into your life. All these things will start happening for you. You become more peaceful, more joyful, more loving, more caring. Your life is filled with peace, happiness, joy, fun, and laughter. These things will come back naturally after you finish, get away from the old behavior that, you perform so well over the years, practice so well over the years. Eh? All right then, folks. Ryan here with a new video. Looking forward to see you soon on a new video. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Take care. Merry Christmas. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment down below. Appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you. Bye-bye.